Hey, what's up, everybody? How's everyone doing today? Oh, I already have Beck on. I was supposed to bring you on.
I know. I'm like, am I supposed to be here?
Yeah, well, it's all right. It's all right. So, guys, today is day 2 of the traffic challenge. Super excited. And we have a special guest, as you can see, Becca Duncan. She's going to be going into conversions using Instagram. It's going to be super exciting. We're going to get into that in just a second. But if you are on this live, let me know where you're watching from down in the comments. Becca, you should be able to see the comments as
I
well.
can.
So many people already watching. Yesterday was insane for day number 1, and today I think it's going to be even bigger. All right, before we get into everything, guys, before I formally introduce Becca, I actually want to show you guys how you can get involved with the traffic challenge. So once, if you've already signed up for the traffic challenge, you should have access to this group, which we just hit 30,000 members. Insane, guys. But as you noticed, yesterday we had day 1. Basically, what you have to do is you have to post 3 reels, 2 regular 5 to 8 second reels, and then 1 remix or duet. But the whole goal of this challenge is to really push you to start creating content. And just congrats to everyone who's already commented. Already almost 500 people already got out of their comfort zone and posted for the first time. Some of you for the first time. So really proud of you guys. But for today, since this is day 2, if you go to the group, you'll see the day number 2 post over here with all the information and all the prizes and all the stuff we're doing. So go over here. I just posted this. So you guys go to this post here and just add your links for the reels that you're posting. The whole goal is to have everyone go and comment and go and support you. Okay. So that's the whole goal of this challenge. All right. So with that being said, let's get into this actual training, guys. Becca Duncan, she's, I don't know, we connected maybe a year ago, and she started really growing in this space, and she caught my attention. I was like, dang, she's just crushing it on Instagram. And not only is she getting these viral views, she's actually making a lot of money. I think she's done over $3 million in the last 18 months. Becca's, we've actually become really good friends. We're in the same mastermind together. And she's just blown me away by the things she's doing. She's doing some really amazing things. But today she's going to be teaching you guys her 5-step process on how to turn views into actual cash. So I'm really excited about that. But with that being said, Becca, how's it going?
It's so good. I'm so happy to be here. And I want to tell everyone, like you said, I blew you away, but I feel the same way. I definitely consider you a mentor, and you guys are in good hands. When Jonathan talks, I'm just like, I learn something new every single time. It's crazy.
That's so cool. Yeah, I appreciate that. I know we were actually on a call yesterday. Becca's getting ready to launch this really cool thing, which maybe we could talk about later. But yeah, I was just like, dang, this is what you've done in the past 18 months has just been amazing. But I appreciate those kind words as well. But what are we talking about today, Becca? What are we going over?
Okay, so should I go ahead and pull up my PowerPoint?
Yeah, we can. I just want to see who's with us real quick. Oh, before I do all that, guys, we may be giving out $2,000 at the end of this training. Maybe. If they comment, right? If lots of engagement, right?
It really depends on the energy of you guys. So it's up
100%.
to you. The choice is yours.
That's right. That's right. So guys, if you guys want to be able to get involved with the $2,000 giveaway, type in giveaway down below. Let me know if you guys are interested. Okay. But with that being said, let me see who's with us. Let me see. We have Beast Mode from Georgia. I know you're from Georgia, so there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Chris and Carr from Toronto. Let me see. We got Kenya in the house. Carlton. We have Mary from Minnesota. Texas, Serbia, Guatemala. Awesome. So many. Okay.
Cool.
Lots of comments. Everyone's saying giveaway. All right, guys. So what we'll do is if we have tons of engagement and all that good stuff, then we'll announce something that we're doing at the end of this. But with that being said, Becca, do you want to just go right into the training?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, pull up my PowerPoint. We're good to go.
Sounds good. Yeah, let me pull this up. And there we go.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to be talking about my secret 5-step process I use to make $3.5 million using no ads. I have never ran an ad in my life up until about a week ago because my VA was like, you got to boost a story. You got to boost a story. And I'm like, all right, F it. Like, let's do this. But for my entire career, I have never ran a single paid ad. I've developed my methodology down packed, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. Okay, let's see, move the slide over. Okay, this is my beautiful baby. So I've been a single mom for almost my daughter's entire life, although I am newly engaged, so I can't call myself a single mom anymore, although it was a huge part of my identity for a long time. I had her when I was 19 and pretty much lived paycheck to paycheck my entire adult life. When I was 23, I was about to graduate college and I decided to overcompensate for my like broke single momness and go to grad school and get a doctorate degree. And I ended up in $250,000 worth of student loans and still lived paycheck to paycheck. So what wasn't the best decision, although I am grateful for the experience. A year after practicing, I hit a breaking point. My brother died very tragically and unexpectedly, and it made me literally never want to work again. Like I hated going to work, like didn't want to do it. And I was desperate to find a way to make money, not necessarily online, maybe any sort of side hustle, but like desperate to find a way. Did a ton of research and ended up spending thousands of dollars on a course to teach me the skills of digital marketing online. I was so desperate to get out of my job that I did whatever it took to make this work. I created 3 videos a day, every single day, even on Christmas. And I have people that all the time, they're like, I don't want to create 3 videos a day. And I'm like, okay, that's okay. I think I went a little bit, I really wanted this to work. So I was trying to fast track it. 2 to 3 videos is ideal, but like three videos a day for me when I was starting off. I was trying to figure things out and I knew that this was it and that I was not going to fail. Since then, I've ended up paying thousands to go to masterminds to perfect my skills. I've spent thousands more on courses. And a year and a half in, I'd like to think that I finally perfected my methodology. So I want to share all of that with you guys today. Sorry, if you guys don't, I'm on like 2 different tabs right now. Jonathan and I were having technical difficulties, although it's not Jonathan's fault. It's 100% my fault, which if this says anything, it's that you can be technology deficient and still, be successful in this space. So we'll work with it. Okay, so let's go over table of contents, what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about getting in the right state of mind. I know every guru and their mother talks about mindset, but I promise you, I have tips that your gurus have not told you. So definitely pay attention. We're going to talk about identifying your dream customer. This is essential when it comes to creating content and when it comes to attracting them. Building your brand. Building your brand is more than just logos and color schemes. So we're going to talk about how to do that. And then the magical chapter, creating content that converts. We have a lot to go over today. So take notes if you can. And this is all recorded, obviously, right? Where you're going to post this to your YouTube channel. So,
yeah, it'll be, yeah.
Okay, so follow along if you can, because I have this really in-depth methodology that I think that you guys are going to love, but you got to get it down first. And then, of course, number 5, we're going to talk about how to audit yourself so that you can continue to perform better. Okay, chapter 1, getting in the right state of mind. Let's get into it. Okay, so what I want to emphasize here is that mindset is 80% and 20% strategy. And I'm going to be giving you an insane amount of info on my strategies, but unless you get your mindset right, you will not be successful. So I highly encourage you to give these a try. So have you guys ever heard like, oh, once I get the promotion, I'll be happy. Once I get that house, I'll be happy. Once this happens, I'll be happy. And people have this belief that success leads to happiness. Well, there was actually a Harvard study done 10, 15, maybe 20 years ago at this point, about Harvard students that were struggling and failing, and about Harvard students that were thriving and making tons of good grades. And it turned out the Harvard students that were making good grades, they had a work-life balance. They were happy. They overall just were happier, more positive people versus the people that made lower grades. They were more negative, more miserable. And if you don't feel happy, that's okay, because I have been there many, many times in my life. But what is really cool is you can train your brain. So what I want to go ahead and preface by saying is the mindset strategies I'm going to talk about here, they have all changed my life. There is no fluff in here. These are mindset strategies that I kid you not, literally have helped me become this successful. So we're only going to go over this a little bit and then we'll get into the good stuff, but you guys got to hear it. So the first thing we all know, journal 3 gratitudes a day, right? We all know about the importance of gratitude. We never do it. So if you can journal 3 gratitudes a day, that is going to make a huge difference. It will train your brain to look for the things that you are grateful for, and a grateful brain attracts positive and awesome energy. Now, here is a good one. This one really, really helped me. So write down 3 good things that happened that day. Or write down, not 3 gratitudes. Write down 1 good thing that happened that day. So basically what this does is it trains your brain to scan the world for any good thing that happened that day. So you could have had the worst day of your life, but like maybe the bacon on your sandwich was extra crispy, or like you got through the drive-thru at Zaxby's like really quickly. Any good thing that you can train your brain to do or any good thing that happened that day that you can write down is going to train your brain to be happier. So there's actually another study that shows that lawyers have a very low depression rate, or high depression rate, and it's because lawyers are trained to find flaws in things. Their brain is trained. And if any of you guys are a lawyer, I'm so sorry. This is not probing at you. This is just some research that I've read. So what was I saying? I'm so sorry. So, lawyers, they have a very low, happiness rate. So there's this joke around that basically a lawyer and a, construction worker are walking along the street, and the lawyer's like, gosh, it's so hot out here. And the construction worker is like, oh my gosh, it feels amazing out here. And it just goes to show how your mindset totally controls your day. And that lawyer's brain was scanning the day for negative things. Okay, so super, super powerful. That was one of the things that helped me the most. Now, another thing, research shows that if you work out for 15 minutes a day, that is all you need. Now, this is not a workout class. I work out. I love working out. I'm not going to tell you to work out, but if you can move for 15 minutes a day, that is all you need for the mental health benefits. I'm not talking about physical health, but mental health, thinking clear, thinking more creatively and more productively. That's all you need. Right? It's amazing, especially for lazy people, which I can be sometimes, of course. Okay, so a couple more things. So Amy Cuddy, does anyone know who she is? I don't even know. I haven't heard from her in a while, but about 10 years ago, she did a TEDx talk. And I kid you not, that talk changed the entire course of my life. And basically, the whole premise of the course was body language. So a lot of people who are self-conscious, they are not confident in themselves. They cross their arms, they cross their legs. They maybe like are tilted kind of in the corner or like leaned against a wall like this, like if you guys can see me right now. Versus if you look at like a CEO, some BDE, some BD energy, they're like confident, right? They stand in this power stance. They hold their head high. They take big steps when they walk. They swing their arms. They are not afraid to take up space. So basically, the whole premise of Amy Cuddy's talk was fake it until you make it. And it is so true that if you can, like, it might feel the most awkward and cringy at first. Like, you're like, I don't like doing this. I'm used to doing this. But within a few days, like, that confidence that comes over you is insane. Like, you truly can change your brain. Something I used to do, some people don't do this, but something I used to do is I would do self-affirmations in the mirror. I would always say, you are strong, confident, and powerful. That was kind of my motto. It changed for everything. Like, back when I was doing this in chiropractic school, it was something totally different. You know, you can change it based off of what your, yeah, I said BDE. Is that Daniel? Hey, Daniel. So basically same power stance, like Amy Cuddy said, in the mirror, and like give yourself a talking to. And it's going to feel awkward, but you're talking to yourself, and yourself is going to see that reflection in the mirror. They're going to be like, oh, she's talking to me. I'm talking to myself. Like, we're going to listen. Okay. So here's the most important one. This one's the best. Listen. Amy Cuddy changed the course of my life, but this one also changed the course of my life. So I actually learned about brain dumping during COVID. It was a depressing time, lots of anxiety, nothing to do. Played video games all day or watched TV all day. And I read this book that talked about brain dumping. So basically what this means, and you guys probably heard of it, but this is a new little strategy. So every morning when you wake up, as soon as you wake up, make your coffee, sit down at the table, get a journal 3 full pages of whatever thought comes to your head. You could literally say, like, I don't know what to write right now. What should I get for breakfast? Oh, I lost my train of thought. I guess I'll just keep writing until my train of thought comes back. Basically what this, and it could be something so minuscule, or it could be something so profound. Like, the reason I went into the chiropractic field that I went into was because of brain dumping, because you're getting rid of the clutter and it allows you to think like to your fullest potential. And what's great for us as content creators and as business owners is getting that clutter out of your brain. You are able to think so much more creatively and productively, and just overall have a better experience, make more money, all the things. Okay, so I promise that was, 3 full pages, Victoria. I know that sounds crazy. It takes about 30 minutes. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you can wake up 30 minutes early, I promise it's worth it. I promise. Okay, let's move on. So that was in my mindset stuff. So you guys don't ever have to worry about that again, because I know everyone and their mother talks about mindset. It is what it is, but it's important. Okay. So now let's talk about identifying your dream customer. We're actually going to get into the strategy now. So if you aim to speak to everyone, you end up resonating with no one. So just out of curiosity, does anyone in here know to a T who their target audience is? Because I've been coaching for over a year now, and I think a lot of people get confused about what a target audience is and how much you actually need to know about that target audience in order for them to feel like you are talking to them. Nope, not a clue. Yes. Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to teach you guys some stuff that you probably don't know about your target audience. So you probably know this. Who is your target audience? Excuse me, let me switch the line. slide. Who is your target audience? It's not an auditorium or a stadium full of people. It is not all 500,000 of your followers. Your audience is just one person. And that one person isn't just a vague notion, but they are a specific individual with their own needs, their own desires, their own challenges. And you want to channel in that and talk to just that one person. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. Just want to say your first goal should always be getting to know your dream customer. Without knowing who you're speaking to no one. Your second goal is to ensure they get to know you, not the other way around, right? If you start posting and you're like, oh, the followers will come, like, I'm just going to post about myself, they'll come. That's not how that works. Your first step should always be knowing your target audience so you can talk to them and then start that social media conversation interaction so that they can get to know you. Okay, so how do we get to know our target audience, right? Like we talk about getting to know them, but like, does anyone actually tell us how to get to know them? Well, we're going to do that right now. Okay, market research, people. I'm sorry, I lost my place. I got my 2 tabs open. Okay, market research. So when you're creating your content, you want to feel like you are speaking their language. So what we are going to do here is we are going to try to make phone calls or make surveys, and you are going to ask different questions, and we'll get into the right questions to ask. Ask different questions that allows you to collect data about your customers' preferences, their pain points, their desires, goals, purchasing behaviors, etc., etc. So what this will do is this will also give you insight on what kind of language they use. So here's an example. You might think someone's problem is that they're struggling to make sales. Well, that person might think their problem is that they're not making enough money. So when you are creating a content piece for that, you might want to say, hey, are you not making enough money? Instead of, hey, are you struggling to make sales? Because the person who thinks they're not making enough money, they're going to look at you and they're going to be like, yes, that's exactly how I feel. Versus if you say, are you struggling to make sales? They might be like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. You know what I mean? So it is so powerful to like speak exactly how they are speaking. Okay, let's get into questions to ask. So these are the questions I ask every single time. Jonathan, you're gonna hate me. I pulled up my other PowerPoint, not my detailed PowerPoint.
That's okay.
Let me download it. I'm sorry, guys. Don't hate me.
No worries. Hey guys, while we're doing that, go ahead and do that, Becca. Are you guys getting value from this? I mean, one thing that like a lot of people don't realize is like not knowing your target audience is like so huge. Like if you don't know who you're speaking to, that can make or break your online business. So let me know real quick if you do know your target audience down below, and not just like men, women, moms. It goes a lot more in depth, but let us know down below. Becca, are you downloading that now?
Yeah, it's about to be up.
Cool.
Yeah, and like with your target audience, I think it goes so much more in depth than people realize. Like you can really go on a rabbit hole with learning about your target audience.
I'll tell you, and I've done this like literally probably 5-6 times. Like I have like this probably a 10-page document on like my target audience, like their fears.
Yeah.
What are they, what are they thinking at night? Who do they resonate with? Like all these questions. I have this document. It's just like, and that's something I live by when I create content, so it's crazy. But yeah, so important.
I know, no, crazy. So this is like, guys, I'm going to go over content, and you need to pay attention to this chapter in order to get the full amount out of your content, because this to me is one of, if not the most important thing that you can do. So let's go over that a little bit more. Where am I?
Oh, I think I saw you pull up your slides. Are they up?
Yeah, but they're not like up.
Okay,
Like,
no worries. Well, I see 2 slides at the bottom.
yeah. How do I share my screen for that?
Well, once you're ready, do you want me to share it?
Oh yeah, the bottom left.
Is it? Oh, the other one?
No, this is yours. The other one was the shorter one that I had created. Oh.
So the one you're shifting through, is that the correct one?
Yes.
So, okay, the one we're showing is good then.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we're good to go. Okay, real quick before we continue, guys, if you could actually do us a favor and, shoot a quick Instagram what you're learning or what you've learned. I will go ahead and post you on my store. Possibly Becca might as well, but let us know what you're learning. And then just tag both of us, and that'll help out a lot. So appreciate you guys. All right, Becca, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. All right, I got my slide pulled up. I don't know if, yay, good. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
I know. So sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
No worries. Awesome. Lots of so many people online, by the way. There's a ton of people here. I don't know if you can see how many people, but looks like
I can't see the number, but I can see all the chats. I see some of my friends in there. I saw Daniel, Carlton. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
So there are 5 questions that I always ask. Always ask. Now, I usually end up asking like 10 to 15 to even 20 questions when I am doing market research, but these are my 5 questions that I always ask. So I like to know, what are their long-term and their short-term goals and aspirations. Now, make sure this is niche specific to what you are selling. So because I'm a business coach, my long-term and short-term questions is, hey, where do you see your business long-term? Where do you see your business in the next few months? Another question I ask is, what obstacles are preventing them from reaching their goals? What are their frustrations? This is a good question, guys. I highly recommend asking this question. If I could wave a magic wand and create one product that would solve your problem, what would it be? It makes you think, but it really helps you create a good product for that customer. In fact, I recommend doing market research before you even create a product, because you don't even know if the product you're creating is going to help solve your target audience's problems. Now, we're not talking about course creation here or product creation. We're just talking about content creation. But seriously, this is so important. Okay, another question. What have they tried in the past? What was their experience? What are your customers' biggest fears and concerns, and what keeps them awake at night? Okay, so we talked about how to do market research and how to ask questions. Does anyone know where the heck they're even going to find these people to do market research for? Probably not. Okay. All right, let's talk about how to find these people. So reach out to people who you know are in your target audience. You can find this by looking at other people in your niche and seeing what kind of people are interacting with them. Now, you don't want to poach them and say, hey, I got a better product, come see me. No, you want to say, hey, I'm doing some market research for a new course. Would you be willing to answer some questions for me? Now, I personally love doing market research phone calls, because you can really get a better understanding of how that person speaks. They can give you so much more detail. You can feel the emotion. But a lot of times people don't want to do that. I like to do maybe 5 phone calls and then maybe like 10 to 15 surveys. So another thing that you can do is called Survey Monkey. Google has a version of it. I've always used Survey Monkey, but basically you just ask the same questions in survey form. You can send it to other creators, coaches, followers, ask them to hop on a phone call or send them the survey to SurveyMonkey. Now, here's the thing is not a lot of people like to do stuff for free, right? I mean, a lot of you guys, I'm sure, are so kind, but if you think in your head, if I were to say, hey, can I jump on a 20 to 30 minute call with you and just ask you questions and not give you any advice, but just ask you questions, you guys might say no. So offering an incentive is a great way to get them to answer. So something I've been offering lately is my free book that is about to come out. You can offer a free digital product, or you can even offer something as simple as like anyone who takes this survey will be entered in to win like a $50, $100 Amazon gift card. So provide an incentive. You're going to get way more feedback that way. Okay, this is so important. This is such an important part of the content creation process, which we will go over shortly. So please make sure you are listening to this. And I promise once we get into the content creation, it will make much more sense. But basically, you got your data, right? You did your market research. I usually allow like a week of market research. Like, don't feel like you need to get all of this done in one day, but don't slack on it either. Like, give yourself like a week-long timeline, set up some phone calls, make your surveys. You need to do this. This is a non-negotiable. And I remember when I learned that I needed to do this, I was like, I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to do that. Do it anyways because it's worth it and you are going to make way more money in the long run, right? Okay. So once we got all of your questions answered, we want to analyze those questions, analyze every answer that the person gave you, and you want to separate them into 4 different categories of client research. So this is number 1, client goals. Whatever goals they have, you're going to list them next to client goals. Fears and objections, list them next to there. Problems they know they have and problems they don't know they have. Okay, let's see what I got in my notes here because I think I have. Okay, yeah. So here, for example, since I'm a business coach, right? One of my client goals might include making their first 6-figure month. So I would put that under client goals. Their objections might be they don't have enough time or they don't think it's possible for them. So I would put that under client fears and objections. A problem they know they have might be that they're not converting on social media. A problem they don't know they have might be that they need a better offer suite. They need better offers. So just to give you like an overview of that. And like I said, once we get into the content chapter, it's going to make much more sense. Okay, let's talk about building your brand. So I mentioned this earlier, building your brand is not just color schemes and logos. What is a brand? I like to define a brand as your business reputation or what the audience gut feeling is about your business. It's what they feel when they look at your profile. Like, do you ever go to a really funny profile and they've made you laugh so much that you haven't even seen their reels yet, but as soon as you go on their profile, you're like, yay, I'm so excited. I love this profile. Or like somebody really relatable that tells the best stories and you haven't heard their story yet today, but you go to their profile and you're like, you get this gut feeling like you're so excited to be going to their profile. Sorry, I'm like here we go. There we go. Okay, so unlike creating color schemes and logos, which could literally take an hour, maybe a week, building a brand, a real personal brand, takes much longer than a week. Building a brand can take forever. I've been working on building mine for over 1.5 years, and I think I have it set down, but like, our personalities change, and it's okay if brands kind of like mesh and go through different phases. But building a brand and building that reputation and building that client attraction to you is going to take way longer than just building a color wheel and some logos. Okay, now let's talk about building your brand. Oopsies. Okay, your brand, you want to be putting out content that represents you as an individual while keeping it niche specific. Think about your values, mission, unique selling proposition. So one of my brands, I feel like I'm going through a weird like life crisis right now since I am engaged and I'm no longer a single mom, but like part of my brand was like, I'm a single mom, I'm a teen mom, I help other single moms. Here's my goofy stories with my daughter, here's the hard times, things like that. So it's like, as your life changes, your brand might change a little bit too, but the overall important part of your brand is never changing your values, your mission, and your unique selling proposition. Okay. Okay, so here are your brand pillars. We have lots of pillars. We have lots of categories in this presentation. So please keep up. I promise the brand pillars we are not going to go over again, but they are very important. And this is a great way to determine what kind of brand you want to build for yourself. So here are some questions that I asked and that I'll tell my clients to ask. Is what are 3 to 4 things that make me who I am as a person? For me, I would say like goofy, I would say emotional, think of things like that. Think of like what makes you and your personality. What do you stand for? How do you want to make people feel? Do you want them to laugh? Do you want them to feel encouraged? Do you want them to feel laugh, encouraged? Do you want them to feel inspired? What are your unique strengths? So for me, I would like to consider one of my unique strengths storytelling. For my friend Caroline Hane, I'm sure you guys know her. One of her unique strengths is like creative flipping content. I mean, over and over again, she's got like the best content ideas. So that's a huge strength for her. And what do you want your brand to look like? Do you want your brand to look aesthetically pleasing? So for example, for me, like my brand is kind of that I'm like a hot mess, overstimulated mom, right? So if you go to my Instagram, it's not the most aesthetic Instagram you've ever seen. So think about what you want your brand to look like. Going on to what you want your brand to look like, guys, we're going to go back to this. I spent like a million years building this color funnel for you guys. So if you don't know, this is color theory, this color psychology. So when it comes to building that brand, what do you want your brand to look like? That pillar number 5, it comes to including your colors. Of course, like colors and logo are not everything, but they are a lot. And what's really cool is we have color psychology now to tell us what colors mean what people are going to feel when they're looking at it. So if you say like, hey, I want people to feel relaxed, I want people to feel like they can trust me, you might want to incorporate some blues in your color scheme. Jonathan, if you guys don't know, his color scheme is black and gold. Black and gold represents power and wealth. It is perfect for him. And I don't think you even knew that when you picked those colors. Did you?
No, you taught me that yesterday on our call. Like, oh, I didn't know that. That's super cool.
And if you guys have noticed, a lot of banks, Chase Bank, Venmo, I don't even know what other banks, but they're in blue, right? Blue means trust and blue means security. So of course, banks want you to feel like you can trust them and feel secure with your money. When I was a chiropractor, my colors were blue because I wanted people to trust me in taking care of their bodies. Green is another great color if you are a business coach or if you are in the wealth niche because it signalizes prosperity and wealth. Purple signalizes luxury if that's kind of the brand that you want to go for. And then, like I said, black and gold, that's power. I actually have been kind of debating between different colors with this course that I'm coming out with, and black was definitely at the top of the list. So really think about, like I said, what you want your audience to feel when you're creating this thing. Okay, so I skipped forward a slide. So let's go back to this one. So your level of relatability is another huge like aspect of your brand. Okay, so you have tons of people in your niche, but they're all different. They all have different personalities. They all have different ways of drawing people in, and you might relate to one and you might not relate to another, versus your best friend might relate to that one and might not relate to another. So here, let's just take a look at some examples. Okay, so let's say you find a mom page who laughs through the struggles of motherhood. I actually thinking of a page in my head right now. She is just the cutest person ever. I don't remember her name, but you guys, Anna Lee, I think, cutest, funniest mom account ever. But you love watching her content, but you're not really sure you can relate to her because you struggled a lot with postpartum depression. You maybe could relate to a mom who talks about those struggles. So you find another mom page who opens up about her postpartum depression. She takes you through the ins and outs, how she's coping through the day. Your friends don't get it because they've never gone through it. And for that, you feel this close bond with this mom compared to the silly mom that we had talked about above. So telling your story, which we'll get into telling your story later, is super important for just showing people your level of relatability, and that's helping you build your brand. Okay. All right, we're getting into the good stuff. Guys, we're going deep. We're going deep. So feel free to take screenshots. Feel free to take notes. Feel free to ask questions in the chat if you are misunderstanding anything at all. Hopefully it's pretty easy to understand, but it can get a little confusing. This is my unique methodology that I developed to basically create an evergreen, unlimited amount of content, specifically talking to my target audience so that I can create sales. If you can follow this and learn this strategy, it's going to make creating content so much easier.
Becca, real quick. All right, now we're getting into some really sexy stuff, so I'm excited about this. But I want to see what you guys think so far. Let me know if you're mind blown so far, and we're barely getting into this. So she's about to go into her actual strategy on how she does this with Reels. So let me know down below. Let's hear some comments. And then remember, guys, at the end of this, if there's enough engagement, we're going to do a $2,000 giveaway. Okay. So let us know if you're loving it, if you're enjoying it, if you're mind blown, if you're learning something down in the comments. All right, Becca, are we ready?
Yeah, everyone is so sweet. First of all, I'm really thankful.
I love you. So awesome.
I love all of you guys.
Okay. So cool. All right, let's do this. All right, everyone's ready for it. All right, let's go.
Cool, all right, cool. Do you have to pull it up for me? Oh, yes, you did.
I got you.
All right. Well, let's just get into a little intro. Your content is your bread and butter. It is the most crucial and time-consuming part of online marketing, especially with organic marketing, right? And that's what this whole presentation is about, organic marketing. Your videos are what bring an audience, build connection, and ultimately make the sales. And what's really cool about selling on social media is you are creating content that is reaching millions of people, as opposed to meeting someone and building a relationship in real life. You are only building that relationship with that one person, versus on social media, you're building a relationship with thousands of people at once, thousands of people who feel like they know you and they have a relationship with you. So while online marketing offers flexibility in so many areas and creating and post, while online marketing offers flexibility in so many areas, creating posting content is non-negotiable. If you are going a week without posting, if you are on vacation with your kids, if you had the flu, like you got to try to figure something out. Like I said, I even post on Christmas Day. Now, what I will say is it's okay to take one day off a week, but it's not okay to take a whole week off if you are on vacation. Batch your content if you need to, but make it work, because your content is everything. Another little fun fact is, you may think a viral video is a matter of luck, and a lot of times it is, don't get me wrong, but most of the time it comes down to strategy. And that is why you see these creators going viral over and over and over and over again, versus, you have that one-off creator who goes viral and then like you never hear from them again. So these people, they go viral over and over again. There's a strategy. Okay, so let's talk about that. Okay, creating endless content, creating your content pillars. Okay, has anyone ever heard of content pillars? And if you have, do you know what your content pillars are? You can just say yes or no. Okay, I'm gonna assume no.
There's a delay. There's a delay in the comments.
Oh, there's a delay.
Yeah.
That's
there we go. There they are.
Live too. I'm like, can you guys hear me? 5 minutes later, no. I'm like, oh well, I've just been talking for the last 5 minutes.
No, yeah, there's a slight delay. We're live, but by the time everyone comments, but now you can see them there. So
yes, I do. Sorry. Yes, this is like going live on Instagram, where you're like, ask a question, then it's like, is anyone on? And then like you get the influx. Okay, so your content pillars are going to be the basis of every single piece of content that you create. So think of content pillars as themes that support your entire content strategy. This is where your marketing research comes in handy. Your market research is going to be brought up over and over and over and over and over again throughout this entire chapter. So each content pillar should be an overall theme of pain points or desires that your customer has. So not each single goal, like I want to go on vacation, I want to spend more time with my family, not each individual goal, but an overall theme. So for example, because I'm a business coach, my content pillars might look like making more sales, having more time freedom, and social media growth. And you should be able to come up with 3 to 5 pillars. Honestly, I only have 3 pillars, but depending on how like vast your niche is and how many problems you can help solve, you can come up with more content pillars. Okay, so now we got our content pillars. We got more. Okay, so let's talk about your 3 main categories of content. There are 3 categories of content that your content should always fall under. Okay, so number 1 is Oopsies, sorry. I'm like putting it over on my side computer and then I forgot to put it on this computer. Okay, so your number 1 category of content is educational. We all know what that is. Providing educational content shows that you are the authority in your niche. It shows people that you know what you are talking about and that they can trust you. Now, there's a fine line here, okay? I think a lot of people, they only post educational content. And if that's the case, people are going to go to your profile and they're like, oh, well, she gives me all this stuff for free. Like, I'm learning so much. Why would I buy from her? So we need a mixture of multiple types of content, right? Education is great because it shows what you know what you're talking about, but not every post needs to be educational. Other posts need to be inspirational. Now, inspirational is that like second tier, right? The purpose of inspirational content is to inspire your audience, to show them the transformation that you went through and to encourage them that they can do it too. Now, the best type of inspirational content that I have found is storytelling. And from my almost 2 years at this point of being on social media, despite the trends, despite the changes that I've seen, storytelling is by far the most superior way to inspire your audience and convert into sales. This could be your own stories, this could be client stories, but showing a transformation somewhere, somehow, that is going to inspire your audience to believe that they have the potential to do that as well. And number 3, promotional content. So this content is specifically promoting your product. This could be done in your stories or on your main feed. And something important to know is these categories can overlap. You can have some pieces of content that fit in all 3 categories or just one, but either way, your content should always follow under these 3 categories. Okay, we got a little bit more confusing stuff, so stay with me. Okay, content pillars. This took me like 12 years to create. Not really, it took me like 3 hours. Because the lines in Canva. Has anyone ever tried to make the lines in Canva and instead of them going straight, they go diagonal and like you can't make them go straight? I'm sure you guys have had that, unless my Canva is just totally glitchy. But let's talk about the content pillar graph. So here are my content pillars. I have making more sales, time freedom, social media growth. Okay. You hear that?
Is that you?
Yeah, I think my fiance is cooking rice. I was like, don't you dare bother me during this thing. He's like, I need the office. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll be in the kitchen, but if you walk in the kitchen, you're dead. Freaking making rice over here.
That's awesome. Tell him I said hi. That's so funny. Oh, are you frozen? Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Hear us?
Hey, are you there?
Hey. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you blacked out for a second, but I think you're good now.
Okay, so do you guys remember during market research how I said separate them into your market research categories, separate them by your client's goals, your client's problems they know they have, problems they don't know they have, and their fears/objections. You guys remember I talked about that. That was in the what chapter was that? That was in the market research chapter. Okay. So this is a very kind of in-depth. Oh, someone's giving me a Canva tip. Thank you, Simone. Okay. So this basically, we're going to work our way down. Okay. So we have our 3 pillars, right? And then we have our 4 subcategories, which are our very categories that we created when we were doing market research. We have goals, problems they know they have, problems they don't know they have, objections. Okay. So for the sake of this, we are just going to narrow it down into making more sales. So what we have is making more sales. That's our pillar. Then we have it separated into all of our market categories, right? Goals, problems they have, problems they don't know they have, objections. And then for each one of these, and I only did it for one just for the sake of time and confusion. For each one of these goals, problems, objections, you want to create 3 more categories. The categories of content: inspirational, educational, and promotional. Okay, so I'm going to show you now how we are going to bring this all together. Is everyone following me so far? Because I can understand why this might be a little bit confusing. Jonathan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. But yeah, let us know in the comments, guys. And then we'll do Q&A at the end as well. So if that's okay with you.
No, totally. Yeah.
Cool.
I fly out tonight at Florida for Florida for that launch.
Ooh,
I got home from the airport at like 8:30 last night.
Yeah, you just got back from Europe. You've been busy. I love it.
At least like in Europe right now, it's 5 p.m. or in London. So it's like when I woke up at 7 a.m., it felt like I was waking up at 2 p.m. So it didn't feel like I was like slacked on sleep. Okay, everyone's making sense. Good, perfect. Okay, so all right, now we're getting into the nitty gritty. This is the good stuff, okay? So basically, we're going to use this as an example. Same problems they know. We're going to have the making more sales pillar. Then we have problems they know they have. That is going to be your market research category. And then, of course, we have it separated into these 3 categories. So this is where we're going to start creating content. This is where the fun stuff comes in. And if you can do this correctly, you will have content for months and months and months and months and months. Okay. All right. Sorry, just getting myself straightened out over here. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so as you can see, we're working on problems they know they have. I'm done with the graphs. We're just moving to normal text. The graphs were just complicated. So let's think of our category inspirational. What's an inspirational content piece that we can create for problems they know they have? So, for example, one of the problems that my ideal clients know that they have is that they're having trouble struggling on social media. So my idea of a content for them is for myself to talk to them is how I was able to 3x my income without 3x my following. So that'll make them feel better, like, okay, I don't need a huge social media following. That's going to be inspirational. They're going to say, oh, she did it, I can do it. Okay, so then we're going to get into the educational. So, what's an educational piece of content that we can create around problems they know they have when it comes to making more sales? So, educational, what to prioritize in your online business while you're still working a full-time job. So one of the problems they know they have, my clients, is that they're working a full-time job. So I want to speak to them too. What you need to prioritize, how you can quit your job as soon as possible. That's going to be an educational piece for problems they know they have for making more sales. Okay, and then we have a promotional piece of content. And like I said, these can kind of go in and out. You can overlap a little bit, but for this promotional content is where I would maybe talk about a success story you have or a success story a client has. So here I wrote how my client was able to go from 1,000 followers to 10,000 followers in her first month of working for me. So all off the rip, we have three content categories based off of this one little mini category. And think about it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 times 3, 36 little categories for you to make content off of. So that's like 36 days worth of content. And I know you can be thinking more than just one content piece per category. Okay, so that's kind of how I do things. Does that make sense to all of you guys?
So cool. This is so cool. This is perfect for the traffic challenge, by the way, because it's like
Yay.
they have to post 3 videos for the next 2 weeks. So it's like, oh, now they know what to post. So this is perfect.
Yeah, good. And so what I like to say, and I have some more stuff here before we finish up, but what I know I'm going on for a long time. Tell me if I need to cut this off.
No, I mean, I can the actual views are actually going up. They're not going down. So people are definitely enjoying. Sometimes when when it goes too long, the views start to decline. They're actually going up. So I'm like, okay. People are
Okay,
loving
good.
it.
Because I could definitely talk a long time.
Yeah.
I feel like I was talking to Jonathan last night. I'm like, when it comes to talking in person, I get so nervous. But when it comes to talking on the computer, since I'm literally on my phone every day, I'm like, just talk all day. Everyone's just on the screen. They don't, I'm not really here.
Yeah, it is different for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So
Don't stop, everyone's saying. So no, keep going. So yeah,
keep
people are
going.
loving it. So
Okay, good. Okay, so here I am actually, these are kind of, oh, buoy. That is not formatted right, but I'm just going to read them to you guys because it's really small text. So these are actually some things that I've figured out that I've been teaching to other people. I actually learned them on a couple of them on a Mel Robbins podcast, and like have quite literally like tested it and tested it and tested it, and it all works. Okay, so this is crazy. So in the first 3 seconds of your video, you want to show your hands. Now, this is really cool. So think about in evolutionary times, Paleolithic times, if you saw like a caveman or somebody coming towards you and you could see their hands and they weren't carrying a weapon, you're like, oh, okay, they're safe. They're safe. Versus if they had their hands behind their back, you're like, what are you carrying? You're dangerous. And the same, we still have those same triggers today. While we may not think somebody is dangerous, if their hands are, look at my hands right now. Do you guys feel like I look a little bit awkward with just my hands like behind my back right now versus like talking like this? You're probably going to trust me more if you can see my hands, just because evolutionarily that was our way of providing and protecting for ourselves. Another really, really cool one that I want to share is pay attention to your tone of voice. Now, this does not mean don't be monotone. Okay. This is a real science facts that I want to share with you guys. So studies show, particularly women, but men as well, when they are feeling not confident enough, they tend to end their statement with a slight high pitch as if they're asking a question. So I might be like, here are some other tips to creating captivating content. It's like, it's a question. It doesn't sound like I'm confident in what I'm saying. And so there were actually studies done on doctors, hundreds of doctors, and they took their tones of voice, and doctors that had that high-pitched tone of voice at the end of their sentence had more malpractice rates because the patient saw them as incompetent. And the same thing holds true when you are doing sales online. You want to sound confident in what you're saying, and we all know that, but I don't think people realize the capacity of what this high-pitched thing at the end of your sentence can do. Another thing, I have talked about this before. If you guys have been following me, you probably already know this, but follow the 2-second cut rule. So anyone have little kids that watches CoComelon? Screw CoComelon. Kylie's too old for CoComelon, but my niece and my nephew love CoComelon. So a lot of producers, specifically CoComelon, they follow what's called the 2-second cut rule, and it's to keep the audience's attention. We literally cannot pay attention for longer than 2 seconds. So 2 seconds seems like a lot, right? If you're watching a show, they'll change clips. They might not change like rooms in the house or like locations, but they'll change clips. So to give you an example of what I will do is like, I'll have my phone in front of me and I'm like, hey, I'm Becca. Here's what I'm going to teach you today. Hope that was enjoyable. Like I'm just changing the clips ever so slightly to keep the viewer engaged. It doesn't need to be some crazy elaborate transition. Another little hack, guys, I got lots of hacks. Another little hack is include other people in your video. Okay. This does not mean, find a friend and go dance and have them do a dance with you, or, audio voiceover, whatever that might be. You could literally be doing something like I could be talking right now and my fiance could walk behind me and you guys would be like, what is he doing here? Or like if I'm recording a video of me dancing and then like my daughter walks by and like looks at me weird, like you guys might be like, haha, that's so funny. So what that does is it distracts people. It makes people take a second look at your video. So then they're like, oh, that person, what are they doing? And then they're like, oh, wait, but here, I actually got to watch the video. So you're getting extra views just by having some random person in your video. Something my friend does a lot, and you guys, I'm not going to out her on here, but you guys might know who it is her, she likes to post videos with her husband topless because he's got a nice rack of abs on him. Sorry, I'm just reading these comments. So, and she always gets great engagement, but it's literally just him like sitting in the back on his cell phone, things like that. So like anything you can do. Your spouse, I find that people love the romance. They love the spouse. They love that better than the kids. Also just like a friend that's like funny. People want to know what's going on in your life. And if they see that you're in the presence of somebody else, they're like, oh, who's that? What are they doing? Okay, so that's another tip. The next 2 tips are super easy. Use numbers. We all know that. Numbers, numbers, numbers. Now, something I learned recently, if you asked me a year ago, what numbers are the most popular? I would say 3, 5, and 10. Actually, what I'm finding and what I've heard from other growth experts is that it is no longer those specific numbers. It's more like random numbers, like 4 tips, 7 tips, 9 tips. And what that does is it makes people think like, oh, they're actually giving me real tips. They're not just fluffing things up to sound like a solid number. So those numbers actually attract people now more than they did a year ago or 5 years ago. So creative way to use numbers, just saying like, hey, here are 4 ways that 4 reasons you're not making sales on Instagram, a post I did yesterday, something like that. And then hopefully we know this, although I'm going to call you out, Carlton, if you're still on here. You don't know this. No, he knows this now. Use the language a 12-year-old can understand. So it used to be a 7th grader, which was a 13-year-old. Now it's even lower, 12th grader or 12-year-old, so 6th grader. So like speak in layman's terms. No matter what niche you're in, you're going to know a lot about it, but think about people who don't know anything. So something I have been helping my clients with a lot in my coaching program is I will do profile audits, and in their bio it says helping moms with digital marketing. And I'm like, digital marketing to me is a word that not a layman would use, right? Maybe saying like digital, helping moms make money online, right? That is something that a 6th grader could understand. Could a 6th grader understand, hey, I'm helping you with digital marketing? No, they'd be like, what the heck is that? I don't want to learn digital marketing. So these are just little tricks like that comes to creating this insane content. And all of these little tricks, the better you get at them, like these are all high income skills that can get you to that next level. What else we got here? Okay, so I have a little content checklist. I don't know if you guys want me to, I would just go ahead and take a screenshot of this. Check off this before you post. Is it focused on the goals and desires of your dream content? Is it easy to understand even for a 6th grader? Does it follow under one of the 3 categories? Does it follow under your content pillars and the 4 categories of market research that we did? Does it offer one clear message and one call to action? So I don't think I actually went over the call to action. And a lot of you guys might know this at this point because I feel like it was hammered in at some point, but you'll see videos of people that are like, make sure you like, share, comment, save, and tell me your favorite thing about this video and follow me for more. Like nobody's going to do that. People are going to be like, no. Make one clear call to action, whether that be comment your favorite emoji if you learn more, comment this keyword and I'll send you my free guide, give me a follow. One call to action. And you need a call to action. You need a call to action because people need to be told what to do. So for example, if I see like a funny video and I'm like, oh, haha, like heart, and then they say, be sure to follow for more, I'll be like, okay, yeah, I'll follow you for more. So people like to be told what to do. They're much more likely to do it when they're told what to do, but just leave it to one thing. If you give them too many call to actions, they're going to be like, no, I'm not doing any of that. Okay, dude, are we okay on time?
I'm good. I mean, is this the last one, right?
Yeah, this is the last one.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, and then we still got the giveaway and the Q&A, so it's like, yeah, we're good.
Okay, good. And then this one, I might skip over just the teensiest bit of it just because I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay, let's look at key. Oh, my arrow is backwards. My arrow was supposed to be pointing here. That's okay. You guys won't judge me. Okay, engagement rate, likes, comments, shares. We all know what that is. But what you guys might not know is what a good engagement rate should look like. So generally speaking, the less followers you have, the higher engagement that you will receive, right? If you have 100 followers and 20 people like, that's a 20% engagement rate, right? Versus if you had 100,000 followers and 20,000 people liked, that'd be insane. So generally speaking, less than 1,000 followers, you should have 5 to 7% engagement rate. 1,000 to 10,000 should be 3%. 10 to 100,000, 2.2%. 100,000 plus should be 2%. Okay, let's get into the average watch time. This is actually a very important metric. I actually deleted my other slide on metrics just because it was like a little bit too, like, you guys didn't really need to know all that stuff. But average watch time is amazing. Okay. So one of the most important metrics you can look at when creating a video. This tells you how long on average people are watching your videos before they decide to stop. So if you have a minute-long video and the average watch time is 16 seconds, go to the 16-second mark and analyze what you could have done differently. Did the content become boring? Could you have used another hook? Did you trail off? Why did people leave at the 16-second mark? This is a great way to audit yourself. And when it comes to auditing yourself, a really easy way to do it is to point blank, go look at the content that has performed well for you. Analyze it. What did you do differently? Did you have some amazing, great hooks? Did you drop some valuable information? Take note of those things and use it to create your content in the future. So I love looking at my average watch time, but I also love to be lazy. And I'm like, this one did well. Why did it do well? And the better you get at creating content, the more you'll be able to tell, like, oh, this did well because of this. But in the beginning stages, it takes some time. It takes some time. Okay. And then last one I want to go over. I don't know why they're showing up funky on here, but on my Canva, they look beautiful. But it's okay.
Yeah, it could have been a formatting issue when you downloaded it.
Too bad Canva don't work on your thing. Well, Canva's the bomb. Okay. So 4 essential ways to use metrics: identifying top performing content. You can look, so your Instagram account will notify you when you have a post that's getting more likes than usual. Click on it, look at it, look at the comments. What are the comments saying? Like, hey, great info, or like, hey, this is so funny. What are they saying? What was your average watch time? Like I said before, analyze it and, see how it does. Experiment with new formats and topics. So, use basically the same thing. Like, if let's say you're used to your talking videos and your talking videos always do well, but maybe the talking videos stopped doing as well lately and you want to try something else. And maybe you want to do like a really funny dancing video, and the dancing video does really well. It helps you track trends that are in the market that are on social media. Another great way, which I'm sure all of you guys know, is optimizing posting time and frequency. So you could go in on your follower list, see when they are most active, and post on there. Now, what I will say is, I've actually heard this from Instagram itself, is it's not the posting time in particular that matters. It's more of picking a time and sticking with it every single day, because they like that consistency. They're not like, oh, your follower is on at 9 and you didn't post at 9, like flop. They're like, okay, this girl posts at 10:30 every single day. She's committed. Let's push her content out. So pick a time ultimately that works for you, right? Like, that's why we started this business. We didn't start to build ourselves a second job. We started to build ourselves this passive income. So, work around what works for you. And then same thing, trends and behaviors. There's a new feature now where you can look at all the trending audios that are on Instagram. There's so many analytics that you can use that I didn't even want to include in here, because some of it's almost just like too much. But these to me are the most important that I wanted to include. And let's see what else we got here. That's it. Thank you.
So good. Oh my gosh.
Good. And then I don't know if you guys saw, but I would love if you gave me a follow on Instagram. It's Becca Duncan Official.
Yeah, let me actually pull it up as well. And then, yeah, so this was amazing, Becca. Thank you so much. You really went into depth. I actually learned a lot with, what was it? The different hacks, like with the hands and the 2-second, like, what do you call it? The 2-second, like, cuts.
Cut rule. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know. I think I've heard of this somewhere, but, like when you're doing like a talking head video, like it's like go in different rooms. So like I'll do that in my house. Like I'll start
Yeah.
and then I'll go into a different room. So that's kind of like a 2-second cut, right?
Yeah, you could even just like take your phone and like walk along while you're talking.
Yeah.
I am like, I haven't been doing that as much as I should. And my engagement on those, I will tell you guys, when I don't do the 2-second cut rule and I'm just like a talking head video on my tripod, the engagement's not as good. So I'm serious. It's been tested and true. So try it.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, go follow Becca. It's Becca Duncan Official on Instagram. Also, so we'll do some Q&A now, right? But should we announce how we're doing the giveaway first?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Do you and I even have official details on how we're doing the giveaway?
I know. Well, so we did that last giveaway.
Is it going to be the same situation?
I would say it'd be the same, right? So like basically if someone tags someone, and that person were to participate and win, you would also win. So that's kind of how we're doing it. So we're going to do 2 $1,000 giveaways for, basically liking and commenting. You know, we'll have a post, and then basically, let's just say you comment, guys, or you tag 10 people. One of those people decide to participate, they tag people and they win. Well, since you originally tagged them, you'll also win. So it's kind of, it incentivizes you to tag as many people as possible. So let me look for that actual post. I'm gonna have to go through your Instagram.
Oh, I probably can find it.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll have the giveaway post in the next 5-10 minutes after we're done here, or however long it takes you to post that.
Yeah. In the next 5 or 10 minutes. I'll tell you guys a funny story though, really quick. Is last time Jonathan and I did a giveaway, one of the girls that won the giveaway ended up becoming my new virtual assistant.
That's crazy.
And she's on right now, and she's the freaking best. She's on right now, like taking little clips for content. Hi, Sam. I love you. If you're still on.
So it'll look something like this, guys. This is the old giveaway, but what we're going to do is we're going to do something similar. So basically all you have to do is just, obviously follow us, which most of you probably are already, but and then tag a friend. And then if your friend wins, you also win. So pretty cool giveaway. We're going to be giving out $2,000. So it's going to be awesome. So we'll look for this post on Becca and mine's Instagram in the next 10-15 minutes after we're done with the call. Okay. Does that sound good? If you guys are excited for that, just say I'm in if you're in for the giveaway. All right. Of course you are, right? Say I'm in down below. With that being said, let's do some Q&A. Does that sound good?
Yeah, totally. Whatever you guys want to do.
Awesome. All right, guys. If you have any questions then on this presentation on, traffic or Instagram, let us know down below, and then we'll just go through a few questions and then we'll end the call.
Yeah, and I know a lot of you guys asked questions during my presentation, so definitely feel free to ask those again, just because I wasn't seeing them at the moment.
Awesome. Yeah, everyone's saying I'm in. So, okay, we'll wait for some questions to pop up. First, while we're waiting, Becca, thank you so much for coming on and teaching my audience. So this is really good. I know you have some cool things coming up. You have a book coming up. You have your own course and coaching program. So that's going to be really exciting, especially you're kind of moving in that next direction in your phase of business. So it's exciting to see. And that's the goal, right? I know you started with affiliate marketing, and then, you kind of start transitioning to some digital products. And now you're like, hey, I have my own stuff. So it's like, that's what I always try to teach my students. It's like, I believe affiliate marketing is the best business model in the world. And that's because it allows you to build your list. That way you can do the things you want to do for you, create your own book and your courses. So I'm really excited to see that. And I don't know if you have like a wait list for your book, or do you have anything?
Yeah. So yes, if you guys go to beccaduncan.com, you can join the wait list for my book. My book will quite literally be launched in the next few days. But if you're on the wait list, you'll get early access. I think like a week early access before I open it up to the public. So I would love if you guys went and joined, and then we will email out as soon as it's ready. It's called Organic Traffic Secrets. It's similar to what I went over today, but of course it's in a book. So I can put a lot more info in a book.
Yeah. I added the link, or I'm showing the screen here. So I believe this is the right one. I don't know if you can see the screen here,
yeah,
but
that's it.
Okay. BeccaDuncan.com. And you're using Funnel Freedom for this, right?
Of course.
Awesome. Yeah. Guys, she's using our software, Funnel Freedom. This is awesome. So cool. Well, this is exciting. Go to BeccaDuncan.com. Go get that. There's some questions though coming in. So you go ahead and read them out and I'll post them. I'll throw them on the screen there. So.
Okay, The Real Simone, how do you organize your content? So it kind of depends. I feel like I've been doing this methodology for so long now that I can kind of do it in my head. I no longer need to like plan it out on notebook paper. Like I'm like, okay, this morning I posted, or like yesterday I posted an inspirational content piece about, social media growth. And also, if you guys have seen me lately, my target audience is kind of switching up. As you know, like probably DWA is my primary, but my course that's coming out, it's going to be for established business owners who are ready to level up their income. So my target audience is changing. So had to do all new market research, all new pillars and stuff. But let's say like in my head, I'm like, okay, yesterday I posted a social media growth page, social media growth, inspirational content of a problem they don't know. What can I do today? Maybe a problem they do know that has to do with education and time freedom, So like for me, I don't need that graph anymore and you won't need it forever. But it is a great place to start when you are in those beginning phases, or just if you like organization. I'm like a scatterbrained mess. So I'm just like not the most organized person. If you like organization, you can use it forever. But definitely like the whole purpose is you're going to have it memorized. It's going to become second nature to you. So let's see. Somebody's Do you still have early videos as an example on your page? I don't think so. My Instagram got banned once. I was able to get it back, but I took away anything that might be like considered potentially like triggering. My TikTok is only a year old. My Facebook is only a few months old. y'all will have accounts that go down. I don't know. You can scroll to the bottom. There's going to be a few still on there, but a lot of it I had to take off if I thought that it was like triggering at all. Just a comment. So good to see you in Greece with Steffi. Yes. If you guys don't know, I just was in Greece with Steffi last week. It was so fun. Okay. How do I get past my insecurities? Badger girl, go to chapter 1. I promise you my mindset things that I put in there, it was not fluff. It was nothing I Googled. It wasn't like, oh, I got to think of this last minute. Those are things that I actionably take all the time that completely changed my life. So please, please, please go check out that first chapter again and implement what you learn, right? Action takers are money makers. It's so easy to see something and you're like, oh, that sounds great. I'll do it later. No, take action because nothing's going to change if you don't take action.
Love it.
Let's see. When's your book coming up? In a few days. So if you're on the VIP wait list, you will know first. It will probably be another week before I open it to the public, and it will be another like 2 to 3 days before I open it to my VIP wait list. You mentioned not doing more than one call to action. Does that include the caption as well, or just in the video? No, I would include that in both. I would say that as both, honestly, personally. I mean, I think if you do a different call to action in the video and a different call to action in the comments, it's not going to like make or break you. It's more just when people are like, save, share, comment, all the things. People aren't going to do that. But I've said, hey, follow and comment, learn, and I'll send you my free cheat sheet. Something like that. Let's see. So when you are analyzing your audience, and let's say I don't have people I can ask them, what would be a good way to analyze my ideal target audience is ask the public a good way to start. Yes. Okay. So actually something for you guys, If you don't know how to reach your target audience, you don't follow anybody, you don't have many followers yet. First of all, I would reach out to people that comment on other people's posts so that you can like see what kind of audience they have and just say, hey, do you want to hop on a call? Or, hey, would you be willing to take the survey with me? But a couple of other platforms is you can go to Ask the Public, you can go to Reddit, and you can go to Quora and type in questions like that your target audience might ask, like, how do I make more sales in my online business? And then you will find tons of Reddit threads of people, their language, their struggles. So like those are other great ways to gain that market research. Nothing compares to that one-on-one interaction, but Reddit is really good too. So definitely try that. Do you have any objections to faceless content? Okay. I'm going to be totally honest. I think it's so great. I think it's so amazing that these people who don't want to show their face or can't show their face or don't want their boss to see them or their neighbors, like they have a way to do this. In an ideal world, what would happen is, I'm sure you guys know Nancy. I don't remember her last name, but she made $1 million faceless. And then once she made $1 million, she stopped being faceless. And truly, I think long term, it's going to be better not faceless, because you do want to build that brand for yourself. And it is hard to build a brand for yourself when you're faceless. But that does not mean that you can't start off faceless and show your face a few months from now or 6 months from now. I just think long term, eventually, you probably will want to show your personality and stuff a bit.
Yeah, I agree with that. And guys, by the way, we have a faceless Instagram expert coming on for the traffic challenge. I think it's
who is it?
When is she coming? June 11th. So yeah, you guys.
Do you remember her name?
Brittany Storm. I'm bringing her. You do know her?
No, I don't think I do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she. What's interesting about her is she actually has not a lot of followers, but she's made 6 figures. So I'm like, okay, I want to know what you're doing, and I want you to come on. And so those are always interesting to me, like the snipers in the game, right? So.
Oh yeah, just like you. You're my little protege. What can I?
For sure. Awesome. And Becca, like, we do a few more questions, or I don't know how much time you have. So
no, yeah, I have time. I will say I have to leave for the airport in 3 hours, but I'm good up until then.
Okay, sounds good.
Do you want to manage the questions, or do you want me to just keep reading?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, just find the ones that you want to answer, and then I'm just pulling them up. So I mean, people are still asking and listening. So
okay. Yeah. How do you circle your content between your pillars, i.e. every 2 weeks you change it, or every week, or every day, or every video? So like here's I'm going to show you guys a little sneak peek of something I made yet. No, I can't share my screen. Okay, so here's an example.
You can share your screen if you want, or I don't know.
Do you want me? I probably shouldn't go over that, should I?
I don't know what you're showing.
That spreadsheet I showed you last night.
Oh, got it. It's up to you. I don't know. I don't know if that's the thing you're doing for your launch though, right?
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I will say. So like, I'm not going to do a whole week's worth of social media growth and then a whole week's worth of income. I'm going to do income, goals, problems they don't know, time management or time freedom, problems they don't know, inspirational. Like you want to keep it as mixed up as possible. And then like this content will last you months and months and months and months, because you don't need just one content idea per little category, right? Like you could probably come up with multiple content ideas. And then when months go by and you've exhausted all your content ideas, you can start over.
Love it. So good.
Do you use a scheduling app for your content? What's your strategy to stick to the same posting schedule every day? Okay, so I do not. And here's what I've heard, and I'm not willing to try it out myself. I'm willing to A/B test anything for you guys, but not this, because I've heard from too many people that using a scheduling app for your content shoots your engagement down because the apps want you in the app. If I have a scheduling app for Facebook, it's going to be like, you're not even here. Like, why would we post your stuff out? You don't even like us. It's like social media is like a jealous girlfriend, and they want you to pay attention to them. And so scheduling your app, scheduling your content, I've just heard it just exponentially decreases engagement. So if you can, and it's better than posting nothing, but if you have the bandwidth to just take that extra 5 minutes out of your day and post manually, I think it's going to make a huge difference.
I just want to pop in real quick. I do agree with you, but if you are going to use something, Funnel Freedom actually allows you to do that. So if you guys are using Funnel Freedom, then you guys can schedule all your posts if that's something that you have to do. You can't like do it organically. I know for us, we don't use it too much because, like you said, it's better if you do it organically. But if you are going to use a tool, you can use Funnel Freedom. And yeah.
And I used to work with a nurse, and I don't know if she's on right now. I don't want to call her name out, but she would schedule her content because her hours were so irregular, so sometimes you do what you got to do. When I was in Europe, it probably would have been a good idea for me to schedule my content because my 3 a.m. was everyone else's 9 p.m. So, but I didn't. I just posted weird times that week. But there's a time and a place. But like I said, if you have the bandwidth, try to do it organically or manually.
Awesome. Let's see here. Someone says Funnel Freedom for the win. Love it.
Yes. Love Funnel Freedom. Someone said, I'm very new to this and I'm having trouble with content. I don't have any results to share or am interesting in life. LOL. Any suggestions? I prefer faceless. I will say everyone has a story. You do not need to talk about your income. Now, eventually, when you have that huge transformation, you want to talk about your transformation. You can do that without talking about income. But you do want to show like, hey, I was able to get from point A to point B using these strategies, and I want to teach you these same strategies. But at the beginning, we all start from zero. Just everyone has a story. Like I was talking to somebody in my mentorship group who said, she's like, I'm an empty nester and I just hate my corporate life. Like, I don't have a story. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. And I'm like, say that. Talk to other empty nesters who like are tired of their corporate life, like everyone has a story. It does not need, I overshare on Facebook, or on Instagram, like I'll be crying and telling you guys my life story, which actually Jonathan and I were talking about last night. Cause I was showing him a story that I created and he's like, yeah, I'm not as good at that stuff, but like, and it's okay if you're not that, like, don't think you have to be like me. I will like tell the whole world every single thought that I have, but, like everyone has a story. So tell your story and talk about your feelings a little bit about it and people will find you.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah. And another thing to add to that is like, tell about your story, but it's like, talk about the journey too, like what you're trying to achieve. I know for me, like when I was starting out, I was like, I don't know what to post, but I would like say, hey guys, I got my first lead today. And this is what I did to do that. And people resonate with a beginner more than someone that already has results. Cause they're like, okay, they're getting somewhere. This is where they want to get to. And then you kind of document how you're doing that. And that's how I built my brand, Becca. It was like, literally like, this is the first lead I've ever gotten. This is the first YouTube video. I was so nervous to do it, but this is what I did. And then you kind of talk about some of the things you learned and people follow you for that. And you start building your true fans. Becca, have you read that book? I think it's 1,000 True Fans. I got to see
No.
I believe, let me see. I think it's Tim Ferriss. Anyways, it's about building a brand with like 1,000 true fans. Basically, the premise of the book is if you can build 1,000 true fans, you'll never go broke. Like literally what that means is like you put out any product, I don't care what it is, you have your 1,000 people that are going to buy it just like that, like without even question. So that's something I've been trying to build. It's like, if I put out something, I want to have 1,000 people buy it no matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, that's kind of a cool book, because you can kind of figure out how to start building those true fans, those people that have been with you from day one. I have people follow me since 2019. They're still with me and they still follow me, and you know, and they buy the things that I offer because they're true fans. So
Truly, you have so many true fans. Like in our Facebook group, whenever you would release a new product, everyone's like, who bought this? Who bought this? I just bought it. Here's my link.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah. I know. It's just, and it's, you know, it's a long-term play. Obviously, it's like you have to build the brand in the right way, like that way you're providing value and people are seeing what you have. But it's a great book, guys. Definitely recommend. So even for you, Becca, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, definitely. And what's crazy to me, I think, is like I've been stuck in this affiliate marketing space for so long. So after like really being exposed to Jonathan and going to masterminds that he's been to, not just the legendary masterminds, but like real successful people, 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure earners, it just opened my mind, and I'm like, all right.
It's so different, right? Yeah. So just such a different mindset when people are at that level, for sure.
Yeah. And I think a common question I get is like, well, how sustainable is this? Like, it's not like you're going to promote DWA forever. And I'm like, well, no, like, I don't plan on promoting them forever. Right. Like the whole point of taking a course, I mean, whether you take a course to promote it or not, that's not the point of taking it. But let's just say for shits and giggles that it is. The whole point of promoting a course is to learn the skills to do whatever the heck you want online. Like if it weren't for Legendary, I would have never written my book. I would have never come out with my course. I would have never been speaking at these masterminds. Like, you know, it's all a stepping stone.
100%. I love that you mentioned that. That's like the main thing I preach. I'm like, guys, affiliate marketing, or just not even affiliate marketing, let's just say list building, I think is the most important thing you could do, whether you are doing like a digital product or an affiliate. I always just tell people, like, the main goal is to build your email list. I don't care how you do it. Well, there's a way to do it right. And that's by, you know, having a good lead magnet to build that list. And the goal is to build that list so you can obviously promote the products you're promoting. But if you think about it long term, one day, hopefully, you're going to come out with your own book, your own course, your own something. And you're going to have that list of people that are ready to buy. And that makes it so much easier to build your business long term. And if you think about it long term, you'll be in this game for forever. And that's my goal, is like always building that list. Another thing, Becca, is I talk a lot about lead magnets, right? So obviously, I don't know if you guys are using the lead magnet we give you for Funnel Freedom, but we allow you to give away a free book. So that's one of my personal lead magnets. But you'll notice I have lots of lead magnets. This traffic challenge is free, but it's a lead magnet, right? You opted in, you got to see, all these amazing speakers, but you're on my list, right? I'm providing value for you. And that's the goal. You'll notice, like, I always have like these lead magnets, and I have so many. And my whole goal is like, how can I build my list? And once you kind of understand what I'm doing, you'll realize the whole goal of everything I do is to build my email list. So, and that's why you guys are here today, is because you're here with it for a free challenge. But you had to get on my list first. So that was the goal.
Yeah. And like selling DWA right now, like my VA, she's like, well, isn't the whole goal to get them to buy DWA? And I'm like, the whole goal is to get them on my email list. And then if they buy DWA, that's an extra. Because, they say your email list is worth $1 per subscriber per month. And so if you can grow that email list and optimize it, like, you could be making bank. Like, I might make $600 from one person without their email, but maybe if I got their email, I could have made thousands of dollars from that
100%.
person.
Yeah. And then plus, if you can turn them into a true fan over time, they're just going to buy everything that you offer and promote. And that's the goal. So the list is really, really valuable. I mean, I spend so much money on, acquiring a list because I know that's the corner. That's like the main thing in my business. If I were to ever sell my info business, it wouldn't be my courses. It would be the list. People would want my list. And I think that's something important to understand.
100%. Yeah. And I think like something that, sorry, I could just talk forever. You can cut me off whenever, but I think that something that, something with master resale rights is people are using StanStore as their funnel. They just have their StanStore link. And I try to tell them so much, you got to have a funnel to gather email addresses. You've got to. You might be making 6 figures a week right now, but you will not be making 6 figures a week a year from now if you do not work on building that email list. Mm-hmm. So for me, I have my StanStore, but I have my Funnel Freedom funnel is the very first link that's very clearly labeled like free cheat sheet. So people know to click on it and go grab my free cheat sheet, and then they can explore. But as long as they're on my email, like, I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that because it's such an important concept. And yeah, and I see so many people for some reason in the MRR space, they just have a StanStore. I'm like, oh, this is hurting me. Actually, I had one girl reach out. She's very successful. I'm not going to mention her name, but she's
I think I know who you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, she's does really, really well. And she reached out to me. She's like, hey, I want you to build, basically she mentioned you. I want you to build what you did for Becca, the cheat sheet, the free course giveaway, or the free funnel template we did. But anyways, she wanted me to do that for her. And she's like, I'm not building a list. Like she's making a lot of money. I think like she's done like almost $1 million.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, I've never built a funnel. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, you can be making so much more money. Because like if you think about it, like, okay, she's selling DWA or whatever. But what I noticed in DWA is, when you go there and they click on, to buy the funnel, that's not going back to her. So what she should be doing is building the list so that way you can be like, okay, go buy this product, but also you need this tool. And by the way, you need this software. Boom. Now you got 15 streams of income instead of just one, and you're building that. So anyways, she reached out to me and she never got back to me for whatever reason, but I'm like, dude, you need to get on that funnel building as soon as possible, or list building, Yeah.
Wow. And I will say also, like, when I was talking about building your own course and writing your own book, I've been doing this for 1.5 years. So if that overwhelms the living crap out of you, don't even think about it. Like, focus on what you're doing. But the one thing you got to just step out of your comfort zone and do is you got to create a funnel and an email list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's simple. That kind of leads into this real quick, Becca, is like, if you guys saw, we created a done for you lead magnet and literally hundreds of emails that you can tap into and like the same day. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. Just say, I want to clone your system down below, and I could talk about that more later once Becca comes off. But once we're done, Becca, I'm going to go into that. But yeah, okay, basically, guys, what was that?
Once we're done, I'll post the Instagram post.
Yeah. So yeah, if we want to do a few more questions, or I know we're just jamming now, but I think we answered mostly everything. So
somebody just said, isn't the person we are talking to ourselves? In a lot of cases, yes. For me, yes. I've seen male OBGYNs and they're not talking to themselves, but for the most part, you are talking to yourself. If your ideal client is you a year ago, you are talking to yourself, but you still want to have that market research, because not everyone uses the same language as you. Not everyone has the same goals as you, so market research still all the way.
Love it.
That might be it.
Cool. All right. Well, guys, we're going to do the giveaway. So Becca will go on and she'll post it here in the next 5-10 minutes. It'll be a post for me and her, and you guys can go do the giveaway stuff. other than that, Becca, is there anything else that you have for us? Any last minute words? And then after she gets off, guys, I'll show you guys this really cool system you guys can clone.
Nothing other than when do you want to actually announce the giveaway?
I mean, it's up to you. I mean, how long will it take you to post it? Like.
Oh, I mean, it'll take me like 10 minutes to post it, but I didn't know if we wanted to do it.
Oh, yeah. I think we did like a week last time, right?
Yeah.
We can do that again.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll just do from today. What is that? The 10th or 11th?
And then Joanne just said for Jonathan and Becca, I want to clone your system and email system. Jonathan and I both have separate systems that we like offer to be cloned. So just I guess message one of us on Instagram and we'll get back to you with whatever info.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll show you guys what we have for what we've pre-built for you guys. But all right, Becca, sounds good.
It was so nice to talk to you guys.
Yeah, this was so good. I'm really excited. I'm sure most people will be watching on the replay. So let us know if you guys are watching on the replay. Other than that, guys, make sure to stay on. I'm going to stay on just for a few more minutes and kind of walk you through what we built so you guys can clone my system and our lead magnet and build the email list. But other than that, Becca, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you guys for having me on.
All right, we'll talk soon. All right.
Okay.
All right, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that. So like I said, we were talking about the email list. We were talking about, building that list is like the most important part. And like that's the main thing I preach. Like, I don't care what you're promoting. If you're doing an affiliate product or if you're doing like digital DWA or some master resale rights, it doesn't matter. Okay. The whole goal of your business is to build your email list. Okay. And, I want to show you what we've built to help you clone my system. Okay. I've built my business in a very unique way where, here, I'll just pull up this graphic here. Okay. So I've built my business in a very unique way where I'm building my list, right? I create content on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, just like I'm teaching you. But then I send people to this free course or this free lead magnet, right? It's this free thing that I give them. But the unique thing that I do, and this is very, very different than what you would see on other people's automations, is I kind of go through this sequence here. I'm like, I'll send an offer, right? As you can see, offer email, and that goes to one of my affiliate offers. Okay. Then this next email is just simply a value email. Now, typically I'll send an email that goes to a YouTube video, right? So it's literally giving them value. Okay. And that allows me to provide value for someone. It allows me to build those true fans, and I'm not selling anything. Okay. And then the third email in the sequence is simply just an email with no links, nothing. This does a few different things. It gets your emails to be sent to more people. And also it just provides value, right? We're not selling all the time, right? What most people are doing wrong is they build their email list and then they're sending offer. Okay. What I do and what I teach is like, okay, we got them on our email list, send them an offer, then send them to a YouTube video, then send them a value email. Then we send them back to an offer. And then we kind of repeat that cycle. Now, we've actually cloned this entire system, and we're allowing our students and our users to be able to clone this entire thing. Okay. So if you want to clone this for yourself, I want to walk you through the process. If that's okay with you guys, just say clone down in the comments below. Okay. Just say clone down below, and I'll walk you through how it works and how you can get access to this. Okay. Cool. See the comments coming in now. Awesome. All right, so let me walk you through the process. I see dating coach. I see Sarah, Alice, jumping on Instagram. I see Lauren, Grizz, God loves all. Choose Jasmine. Awesome, guys. Cool. So we got some people interested. Very cool. So let me walk you through this, how it works. So what we've built is this software called Funnel Freedom. And what we allow you to do, and this is basically the setup, okay? Oh, look, looks like we have a user already. I'm a clone already. Awesome. So anyways, the way it works is you go into our software and you add all your links to these different programs, right? So 72-Hour Challenge, Russell Brunson Secrets of Success, System.io, Wealth Warriors, Legendary Marketer, all these different programs, okay? And you can add more if you want. You can add DWA, you can add Becca's system, however you want to do that, okay? What's cool is the way we built this is you go ahead and add all your links, okay? And once you click the button, all these emails are going to go to your links, okay? Another thing that's really cool is we added some basic things like your first name, your Facebook link, YouTube channel, Instagram. And what that does is it allows you to clone this right here. It allows you to clone this site. That way you can build your email list. Again, the whole goal of your business is to build your email list, okay? And one of the best things you could give away for free is a free course, right? So this is what I allow you to clone this. You give away this free course and it kind of looks something like this. It's a 7-part course where 1, you're providing value for people, and 2, you can actually get credit for all these things, right? So you're basically, people go through this and they can go sign up for these programs, and these all go back to your affiliate links, okay? We've all built it in for you, okay? Which is super cool. Now I want to show you real quick. Becca did the exact, she also did the exact same thing. Let me see if I can find, hers 1 second. She had a lot of funnels here. Okay. So this is Becca's, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. So can you guys see my screen there? Okay. So this is Becca's. She's cloned this entire funnel as well. And this is just, again, it's just another lead magnet. It's another way to get people into your list. Okay. So what's cool is she can go in here. She can go send people to this. And what happens is when someone enters their information, this sequence then begins. Okay. And that's where the magic happens, because now these emails are then going to multiple different programs. Okay. Which is super cool. Like, this is what we've built, right? This is, if you go to the affiliate link settings, this is where those emails will then go to multiple programs. Okay. So that's how we've built this. And Becca's done the exact same thing here, where she's built this free course lead magnet. And when people go through this free course, there's so much opportunity to buy different products. So you're literally building 15 different streams of income very, very quickly. Okay. And that's what we've built with the software. Okay. That being said, is anyone interested in that? Who wants to clone this system for themselves? Just say, I'm in, and I'll show you exactly how you can get started with this. Very, very simple. You can have this done by the end of today, most likely. Just say, I'm in down below if you guys are interested. I'll show you how you can get access. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, let me see. Laura says, I'm in. Very good. Very good. Cool. Is UBC in there? So yes, it is. Actually, we have 3 master resale rights templates. Let me show you real quick. So if you actually go to the funnels and you can go to new funnel, you'll see we've added these templates in here. So if you go to templates, we have 3 different types. So we have the DWA, we have Passion Over Profits, which is a new one that just came out, and then UBC. So you guys can literally go clone those. But that being said, let me actually show you how you can get access to this. Very, very simple. Okay, so let me drop the link here. So the way you can get access is through my 72-hour challenge. It's a brand new challenge we just came out with probably 3-4 months ago. We used to have a different challenge, but this is a brand new revamped challenge. So if you took our challenge in the past, make sure to take the new one. And let me add the link for this. I see a lot of people are already in. So let me know if you're already in down below. Okay. A lot of people are already doing it. So I'm already in. Eric says I'm already in. I'm already cloning it. I I need to set up Funnel Freedom today. Awesome. Yeah. Definitely go through that. We even have live coaching calls to set up the tech part if you need help. Okay. But let me show you how you can get access to this. Join. Let me drop the link real quick, guys. 1 second. And I'll show you a few places you can grab it. Let's see. Okay, here we go. This is the link right here, guys. Okay, so I just dropped it in the comments, and I'll show you an easier place to get it as well. Okay, but oops, here we go. All right, here we go. So go to jonathanmontoyalive.com/freedomin72, and that'll allow you to get access to the challenge. And then when you go through the challenge on day 2, we show you how to set up the software and how you can have multiple streams of income, how you can clone my lead magnet, all that good stuff. Okay. Now, if you don't want to type that in, let me show you how you can get access directly. So if you go to my Instagram, okay, if you go to my Instagram, you can go to this link right here. Okay. You can go to this link right here. If you click on that, you then click on all resources, or I'm sorry, actually it's going to be this link right here. Clone my 7-figure business with this unfair software. That's the exact same link. Okay. So that will give you access to the challenge, and you guys can literally clone this entire system as your own. Okay. So essentially you'll have this, and most of you, I bet you can have this by the end of the day. We've built it so easy and so fast for you guys to be able to clone this entire thing. Okay. So let me know if you're in down below. If you're already in, let me know as well. That being said, let me see. Yeah. So already in, love the software, so much more user-friendly than others I've used. Steffi's in the middle of it. So awesome. I'm glad you're using it. Mariska says I'm in. Rob says I'm in. So many. Awesome. Alice says I'm already in. So glad you're using it. Already in. Doris says I'm already in. Lucy says I'm in. So make sure to go to that link. Awesome, guys. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying this challenge. This is only day 2. We're barely getting started. So hope you guys are enjoying it. Please take action on everything we're doing. I hope you learned a lot, guys. We're really trying to make this the best challenge ever. So I hope you guys are enjoying everything. Okay. Sarah says, I can't wait to get started with the 72-hour challenge. I've already purchased, need to finish the challenge. Awesome. Go do that, Sarah. Get that done. That way you can have your funnel up and running, and you can start building that email list. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. God bless. We'll see you. One last thing. Tonight we have a live Zoom Q&A call. Okay. So let me show you how you can access that in the traffic homework, the pre-homework. You can go to, so if you go to the pre-homework document, we have a live Zoom call Q&A tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. That link will take you to the Zoom. That way you can get access to that. Okay. So make sure to go to your pre-homework document. All the information is there. Okay. Thank you guys so much. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow. We're going to be talking about storytelling. So that's going to be fun. Really excited about tomorrow's training. We'll see you guys. God bless.